That's nice. Yeah, peppermint good for migraines as well. Rosemary used as a cooking herb, helpful in digestive balance. A little bit more on the deglycerized licorice. Ginger, wormwood. We use wormwood as a traveling agent because of the parasites involved with traveling, of course. That's why you always see when you eat sushi, raw fish, they always put a little ginger in there, don't they? Because it has antibacterial properties in the ginger that keep the microbes under control. So, oh, there's so many wonderful things, but I do want to encourage you. This is some article information on quality supplements today. It's a big problem. The LA Times questions the quality of herbs because of what's out there today. The potential claims often inaccurate because of the labeling. They're not using pharmaceutical grade quality labeling like the professional companies. So you could get a product, for example, of echinacea. The root is the most potent and it does the healing effect, but many times they'll sell the stems, the leaves, and the flowering parts, which many people are allergic to. And you, instead of enhancing your immune system, could have an allergic reaction to the echinacea. So it's important to know not just the potency, but what part of the plant am I getting it is most effective for what I want to take it for. There's many substitutions that are used, and there's a lot of deception in that industry of mislabeling containers of lactobacillus, herbs seriously contaminated with heavy metals and pathogens, nutrient interactions, inhibit mineral absorption for multiple vitamin supplements, calcium supplements are contaminated with lead. There's a lot of problems out there, and this is an old article. Just what they're doing in the industry is very compromised. So here's what's discounted today. There's quite a few. The candibactin is an antimicrobial designed for candida and bacteria, but it also has antiviral and antiparasitic properties in it. This whole blend of herbs taken before meals. I use this one, use it before dinner every night. The gut flora complex has a Stimonia leaf in it, as I think that's Stimonia, I'm not sure on that one, but it does have the Pau d'Arco, which is great for yeast overgrowth, and we use that. And we have the core Pau d'Arco, which is on sale as well, and that Pau d'Arco is used worldwide by more herbalists specifically for yeast control. So always take your anti-yeast stuff before you eat the meal, and then take your probiotic organisms after the meal, ideally, okay? Wormwood is included in there, echinacea, andrographis. Again, the euphrasia I mentioned, sucking on that, how it helps the drainage and open up of the sinuses and the ear. If you get that dizziness and it's inner ear related, that helps for that. Immuplex, a glandular formula to enhance the immune system, as well as those of you who may be low in iron. You may want to use an Immuplex to boost iron a little bit in the blood. Digestigard is our favorite probiotic. Our potent C, that's the foundation of the immune system. You need the vitamin C, get that in every day, and use the C flushes. Flush that immune system, flush that bacteria off the digestive tract, and then re-inoculate with a good bacteria afterward. Use those potent C flushes, they're very effective. Zinc throat guard, more than just zinc, it has echinacea, slippery elm, good for the mucous membranes, a proanthocyanidin, which actually helps inflammation. So we take the zinc after meals, whether it's the double zinc or the throat guard. And then I mentioned the coffee and the benefits of the Ganoderma in the immune system, and blood sugar and inflammation and so many things that it does. We have more on that. Herbal throat spray, I always keep that by my bedside, or I keep some in my truck if my throat's kind of irritated. You'd think I'd have some with me when I'm doing a presentation, at least that you could try it, but it's a mixture of herbs that cleanse the palate and get the irritation off the throat. The Gin-Gin's intestinal repair complex and aloe vera gel. And there's probably more, but I didn't put them on there because that's all I could say in that amount of time. You've got time for a few questions? You don't have any questions in mind? Yes, ma'am, Laura.
So if you go on a mission trip and you want to take your probiotic, but there's not going to be somewhere to take it cool, like keep it cool, is there an alternative?
Good question. Laura's asking, most of the probiotics need to be kept at a certain temperature to keep the viability. I would take just enough for the trip, just kind of, portion out how much you need, maybe take some extra for others that you're around. The probiotic can be kept at 80 degrees for up to 8 or 9 months. But the reasons it's kept refrigerated so it doesn't get active and lose its potency. It will lose some potency, but it generally doesn't lose a lot. You just don't want it to get hot That's why it's kept refrigerated. It kind of keeps those organisms dormant, and so they stay most potent for the longest period of time. But I've kept them in room temperature for weeks on end,
Okay.
traveling, and they still keep potency.
Okay.
Good question, Laura.
Where is this for, Jason?
Amy's doing the drawing. Well, anybody else have a question? How do we like the peppermint? Anybody experienced that before? Good rush.
good.
Isn't that nice?
Fitness
And that'll
session
open up
is,
sinuses in an instant. What are we drawing for?
Fitness
Steve,
session?
fitness session.
Steve Drive.
It's a, is this for the screen, Jason? The actual screen?
Fitness.
Yeah, it'll be either a screen or a half-hour session.
Okay. Josh.
Okay, Josh is seeing.
Oh, great.
Josh is gonna get fit.